Today, I want to mount this leg vise to this maple stump that I happen to get. And to do that, I have a few things, not much, that has to be done before I can get this bolted down. Let's take a look at what they are. One of the first problems I have is this does not touch the ground. So I need to get this leg down on the ground for this thing to work properly. The next problem is I need a bracket to keep this from moving around once it's finally bolted down. So my last problem is that this bracket is actually broken. It's missing a piece out here. I'm not going to weld anything on there. I'm just going to go ahead and grind all this off, and then this will be ready to start sinking this down in with a chisel to make this thing fit right. I'll be back once I have this all ground out. I've got all that ground off. Now I just need to trace around this and get an idea where I'm going to cut with the chisel, and we'll go ahead and start sinking this in. Now, if you watched my last video, you'd have seen I made this chisel, and that's exactly what I'm going to use it for, is to cut this whole outline out, and we'll sink this vise down into the stump, and we'll get some lags put in it. Alright, I've got the vise sank into the stump. That's looking good, turned out really good. The chisel itself held up phenomenal. I'm really happy with that. And let's move on to making the strap for this. To make the strap, I have a piece of 3/4 by 3/16 flat bar. And my plan is to taper this down into a point, and then I'm going to go ahead and use a chisel and slit back through here. And then I will bend these around, kind of give them a little curlicue, and that'll be the ends of the strap. I'm going to lay this out, and I'm going to have about 2 inches back on my cut. So I'm going to start back there, kind of work my way forward, I think. Okay, I'm going to get back into the fire and get that split. Make sure I'm still at 2 inches, roughly, so I have something to go off of. And then we'll split this the rest of the way, if I can. All right, it's looking pretty good. I need to clean up on the inside a little bit. I think I might just go ahead and bevel the outside, make it look right. And then we can go ahead and start curling these around. All right, I've got these curled around, and I'm gonna probably shoot for like an overall length of right around probably 16 inches because I'm gonna lose 2 with each end of this. And then by the time it comes around the bar on the leg vise, I'm gonna lose quite a bit. But I'm just gonna continue beveling up this, and then I'll split this end, and once I get this other end done, I'll get right back with you. I've forged out on both sides of this. And then I put a little bit of a bevel all the way down through this just to make it look like something. So it's not, doesn't look just like a plain old bar of steel. Now I still need to bend it, and then we'll go ahead and get a couple holes knocked in this. Now I'm just going to pick a spot. I'm going to say probably about right here is where I want the strap to be. And so it's sitting off of the bar almost 1.5 inches. We'll call it 1.25 inches. Then it'll give the strap a little bit of room to move back. I'm just going to pick the center point on the strap, and I'm just going to make a bend. And then we'll start forming this around this bar. Okay, I'll find my mark and start to bend this over. Looking pretty good so far. right. Okay. Tap this down a little bit more. We'll start to close that in. Set this in there as kind of a mandrel. It's about the right size. I'll try to set it in. If it wants to cooperate. It's looking pretty close. I think I'll try to straighten this out a little bit, get that twist out of it. We'll start to bend back these edges. Maybe do a little bit of refining on this. Okay, I'm just going to try to bend this around my forks. See if it doesn't come out halfway right. One half. Let's try the other while it's still somewhat hot. Okay, let's get that straightened out. It's looking pretty good. Let's check our distance. I'm right at 1.5 inches. I'm a little bit heavy. May have to try to push these back up in a little bit just to help it fit to the log a little bit better. But we'll test fit it once it cools down. I've got this strap done. Fits the leg vise really good. I'm happy with it. Now all that's left is I need to punch some holes. I need 4 holes. I have these lag bolts that are 3/8. So I'm going to go ahead and punch them and size them out to 3/8. And after that, I can start making this contour to fit the stump. Now to get my radius right, I'm going to pull the vise back out of here. I'm going to clean up just a little bit. Then I'm going to mark the floor and I'll just slide the stump back. Just about my center. And I'll just use that as a template. It's going to want to go a little bit crazy where the holes are, but I'm just going to have to deal with that. I've got this shape to the stump. Now if I was doing this again, I probably would not punch these holes. I would probably just drill them because it is pretty rough trying to bend this without it kinking every time in these little spots. You really got to take care to keep it from bending weird. But it worked out, and it's made just a little bit tight to the stump, and then that way it'll probably flex just enough to get pressed in there, and the 4 lags will hold it down. Now before I go and mount all this to this stump, I'm going to get everything cleaned up. I'm going to wire wheel everything, and that vise needs quite a bit of work. I need to wire wheel its entirety, and then I'll probably finish it with a little bit of boiled linseed oil just to give it somewhat of a protective finish. Now because these bolts are so shiny and new, to get rid of that and make it look a little bit better, what I do is I just kind of bear down on it with a wire wheel, and it knocks most of that zinc off the top, and then I just kind of hit it with a little bit of boiled linseed oil and it'll blend in a little bit better. The vise is all wiped down with boiled linseed oil. It's nice and sturdy, it's all lagged down. The chisel worked great. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching.